continue with the operation. You may fire when ready.
Padme, Yoda's Kane, Anakin is gone insane. Logan 6, Corporal Hicks, the gym that John need a fix. Ripley, NPC, Daredevil he cannot see. Bumblebee, K9, the Doctor, and Klingon wine. Old Bob Sandworm, stories that'll twist and turn. Baltar, Scimitar, Death of Tasha Yar. Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, Stormtroopers and Clone Wars. James Holden, Tweaky, John Koenig and Ziggy.
We talk about the series. You can join us live by picking up your phone now. We talk about the series. We're coming to you on your streaming services now. We talk about the series. Comics, books, and games, we go beyond the show now. We talk about the series. Come and join us as we sit and chat and we go on and on and on and on.
Well, good evening, Trekkies and Trekkers around the globe. I'm your most excellent host, Uncle Jim, and we've got a very special show for you guys here tonight. Tonight is one of our special Monday shows, and we usually do that when something important happens to drop, and drop it did. We're going to be showing and discussing the brand new final trailer for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. That's right. And we also have a couple of posters that we're going to talk about. And we're going to go back a little bit further to New York City Comic Con, where they dropped a trailer and also a clip from the very first episode, Hegemony Part 2. We're going to play that as well. So sit back and enjoy. There might be some spoilers, but anything that we talk about is just us talking. None of us have any insights or, connections with Paramount. So anything that we say, take it with a grain of salt. It could be true. Maybe it's not. But we're just going to have some fun like Star Trek fans always do. So I'm coming to you guys live from the Green Mountain State of Vermont. And with me from Virginia is our very own V. How you doing tonight, V? Welcome to the show.
I'm great. Glad to be here.
A lot of fun. And as usual, we have our very own miracle worker, David. And he's from Portland. How you doing, David?
Trying to resist the heat that's been coming over Oregon, but other than that, I'm good.
You're good. Okay. So let's dive right in here. What do you say?
Okay.
So Strange New World Season 3 is going to be premiering on Paramount Plus on Thursday, July 17th. The first episode is going to be Hegemony Part 2. That's right. We've been waiting over 2 years for the cliffhanger to happen. It's finally right on top of us. But on the 17th, they're also going to show the second episode of the season called Wedding Bell Blues. I wonder what that one is going to be about. I'm thinking maybe it's about Nurse Chapel and Dr. Corby, because if you guys recall, she was leaving to go with Corby like she did on the TOS episode, and she became engaged, and something happened. We don't know what, and she didn't get engaged to him. And then we find out later on that he's an evil robot. But at any rate, I think that might be what the second episode is about, but I don't know for sure. But before we dive right in, they released a trailer, or not a trailer, a clip from the very first episode. And David, I think we have that clip, do we not?
Yes, we do.
See, David is the miracle worker. You want to run the tape, David? This This is from episode 1, Hegemony Part 2, and this picks up right where season 1 ended. Roll the tape, David.
I was able to jury-rig the Kirkovian serum that turned human Spock back into a Vulcan. Should be able to do the same for us. Only
Just the wrong one?
Wrong tape.
Oh, no. Okay, this one's the one.
Yes.
Orders, Captain. Shields at 50%. Captain. Orders, Captain.
Uhura, repeat April's last order.
Retreat and rendezvous with the fleet, sir. He gave coordinates.
But he didn't say immediately. All right, who's got ideas?
Diversionary tactics.
We're too boxed in.
Vent the nacelles, create a cloud.
We need to be able to see.
Jam their comms so they can't coordinate attacks.
That's it. That's the one.
The Gorn use light for ship-to-ship messaging.
I'm modulating the deflector array to emit a spectrum. Should confuse them for a bit.
All right, now how do we beam our people back to Enterprise?
Scans indicate the Gorn ships are transport resistant.
Even if we get past the shields, we need authorization codes.
No time to hack codes.
Retreat and rescue. It's the best of a bunch of bad options.
So how do we track this specific ship across light years of space?
Wellkite, a rare element that contains subspace gauge bosons. If we modified a homing beacon,
The Gorn would see a beacon coming from a mile away.
Not if it's a torpedo. We tag him with a dud. The Gorn won't know what we're up to. Shields at 30%.
for this to succeed, we still need to penetrate the Gorn's defensive systems.
We've been hitting them with everything we've got. It doesn't do much. Energy shields work on harmonics. If we find the right frequency.
We can ram the ship.
Indeed. When our shields make contact with theirs, they will create a destructive interference pattern and momentarily interrupt both frequencies.
With our shields down, we'd be sitting ducks. We'd only have one shot.
That's all we need. Mitchell, bring us around, head-to-head with the destroyer. Time to play a game of chicken.
All decks, prepare for impact.
Full impulse on your orders, Captain.
Inertial dampeners to maximum. Everybody hold on to something. Una? Let's hit it. Fire torpedoes. Helm, warp us out of here.
On it.
Hang in there, guys.
Wow.
All right. So what did you think, V? That is the first 3 minutes of the first episode, Hegemony Part 2. What do you think?
It looks exciting. And does Pike's hair ever move?
Pike's Peak.
He's got the most fabulous hair. No, that looks really, really good. I am going to delve into. I've got some time off this week, so I'm going to delve into watching the first 2 seasons this week and catch up because I've seen bits and pieces, but I'm going to catch up with it, and this looks exciting.
Yeah, I'm glad that let's all be honest here. We know how the cliffhanger is going to end. We know that the Enterprise is going to get out. We know they're going to save everybody because, we've seen them all in future trailers.
Yeah.
So it's not really much of a cliffhanger other than making us wait over 2 years for the ending. So I think it's pretty neat that they showed us this little tidbit. I think this one came from New York City Comic-Con, I believe. Possibly. What do you think, David? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. And of course, we all know who's going to survive, who's going to die. But other than that, I am really looking forward to it. It's been over 2 years.
Just watching that clip again was exciting, just to see some new Star Trek, even though we've seen that trailer before. But man, does that look good! I'm really psyched for what they're going to do and how they're going to get away from the Gorn, and what are they going to do with the Gorn is the big question, because we never see the Gorn again. They don't show up on TNG. We don't see them on DS9. So, maybe they sign a peace treaty with the Gorn. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that was the first clip that I wanted to play for you guys, just to get you get you guys ready for some Star Trek Strange New Worlds action. But there's also the clip that David showed from 4.5 Vulcans, which is episode 8 of the season. So this one, they're jumping way ahead. And now David can roll the tape.
I was able to jury-rig the Kirkovian serum that turned human Spock back into a Vulcan. Should be able to do the same for us. Only in reverse.
The sensory change is brief. The feeling is instantaneous. I will guide you through the sensation until you are acclimated, which should not take long. Physical adjustments follow soon after. I would suggest a deep breath. By the time you reach 3, it should be over. 1, 2, 3.
My emotions feel
overwhelming. Oh, I cannot handle
You don't feel anything?
No. And to be honest, I'm a little jealous. That looks like fun.
This feeling is unusual.
My perception has increased. Everything I once found dull now seems to be
Fascinating.
Poop.
I wonder if the serum did not work on you because you're lanthanite.
Honestly, I had the same problem with LSD in the 1960s and the 1990s and last July.
Since Pelia cannot become Vulcan, I can cover her part of the mission.
I suppose I can direct you from the bridge. 5 Vulcans should be more than enough down there.
4 1/2.
Spock is only half Vulcan, whereas the 4 of us
are fully Vulcan. Is that not logical, Spock?
Indeed, it is.
Wow. Your ears are so pointy.
Number 1, 4 1/2 Vulcans to beam down. Energized.
Status report, Mitchell.
They've entered the structure. That was fast.
All areas inside the structure are secured.
Well, this will likely take a few hours. There's a very complex...
Radiation normal.
What? Already?
Enterprise, the energy system is now repaired.
All atomic levels are nominal. The energy source is functioning perfectly.
You sound upset.
Well, yeah. They're making me look bad.
We have completed the mission. You may return us to Enterprise.
Thought this would be a bit more exciting. But whatever. Hello, shore leave.
I haven't even broken into a sweat.
Welcome back.
I believe we will still be able to reach Permanente 3 within expected travel parameters.
I'm almost disappointed not to be able to take further advantage of my temporary broken abilities.
Agreed. My communication style has never been so efficient.
How was the mission for you, Mr. Spock?
Ironic, because I was constantly reminded that I was logically the least Vulcan member present.
Don't worry. That's about to change. Any second now.
There's chapel. What was that subvocalization?
What do you see?
For reasons unknown, the Karkovian serum does not appear to be working. It appears that we will remain Vulcans indefinitely.
All right, V, what do you think? Did you like it?
Yes, of course. But how can you not like, Ethan Peck as Spock? Because, of course, I always loved his grandfather, Gregory Peck, as an actor. He was fabulous. So Ethan definitely has the family gene for acting.
You know what I liked? I liked how Pike's hair changed. When they became Vulcans, all of their hairdos changed. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pike's peak
How did
got
this-
even peakier.
Yeah.
And did you also, one of the things I liked about that clip, if you listen real closely, you could hear the original Vulcan battle song, I guess. I don't know what the actual title of the song is, but when Kirk was fighting Spock in Amok Time, that song that played while they were battling, if you listen real carefully, you could hear little remnants of that song in the background there when they were all Vulcans, which I thought was a great homage to the original.
Yeah, they kind of made it like a rock and roll version.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's what that was. All right.
Yeah, they're like some type of punk rock band, like Vulcans Are Us or something.
Well, with that hairdo, I can imagine.
And of course they did the slower walk, the slow motion walk.
Yep, I thought it was great. I don't know, 4.5 Vulcans. That's going to be episode 8 of the season.
Oh,
So we jumped
yeah.
way ahead with that clip. But some people didn't like it, but I thought it looked like it might be fun. You know,
Yeah, definitely was making me smile all the way through.
yeah, that one looked like that was fun. And when we couple that with all the action of the first clip, the season looks like it's really shaping up to be something really special. And we do have a brand new trailer to show for you guys, but we're going to make you wait just a little bit for that. Before we get to that, though, they did drop 5 new posters. So let's take a look at the first one, David.
Okay.
So this is poster number 1. And of course, we have Pike and Una on some, it could be Vulcan, I'm not sure. They're in some wreckage. Well, no, it's not Vulcan because there's 2 moons in the background. But it looks like wreckage of some type of arena, I would say.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if it's just for like, it almost looks like a comic book picture.
Yeah.
Like a cover.
Because on the right-hand side, we see a pillar with a torch. And on the left-hand side, we see another pillar, and it looks like broken chains hanging from it.
Oh, do you think it's that Klingon scene from this next trailer that we're going to be seeing?
Yes, I think it might have something to do with those pesky Klingons that are going to show up a little bit later.
Yeah, and if you see over there, it kind of looks like a branch on the right side, but it looks more like a whip.
Yeah, you know what? That very well could be, David. That might be a whip. Interesting. What do you think, V?
It's hard to tell. I was just thinking, what kind of Klingons are we going to get? Because all I can think of is the original and the TOS, and then how Worf talks about, when they ask him about the Klingons in the DS9 Trials and Tribulations. So we do not discuss it among outsiders.
That's right. He does say that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it, and there's also some type of. It looks like there's some type of birds flying over their heads. Of some type. We'll have to watch the trailer and see if we can see those birds. But wait, there's more because that's only the first poster. Let's see poster number 2, David. Uh-oh. Spock, and Nurse Chapel. Now, they appear to be on a different planet because it looks like there's eggs or something around their feet. Doesn't it look like eggs?
Yeah.
What's with the heart shape? There's the heart shape right above S on Strange.
Oh,
Heart-shaped
yeah,
egg.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Maybe they're. I don't know. This one's a little bit harder to figure out.
Oh, this is totally the Gorn.
Yeah, she's got a communicator. She's wearing her white Nurse Chapel outfit. Spock. Well, he's Spock. But we still see there are still 2 planets in the background, and we saw 2 planets in the background of the previous poster as well. So,
and they definitely look illustrated like a comic book.
This could, and there's something in the upper right hand corner. It could be a flower or something. I don't know.
Is this the one where the planet flower caused everybody to like? What was that original series? Where the flower sprayed something on Spock and he became like completely human or something.
Yeah, where they lose all their inhibitions. That's when on that planet where, yep.
Yeah.
And that explains why there's a heart-shaped egg.
Yeah, maybe that's what we're looking at. But that's poster number 2. How about poster number 3, David? Let's see what we got from that one. All right, now this one is the most intriguing one of all for me because, here we see Uhura with a communicator and Ortegas. And we didn't see much of them together previously. But those look like the aliens from War of the Worlds to me. Very similar.
Yep, yeah, I see. Yeah, they do.
They look like, what were they called? The Orathrial pods or whatever they were from War of the Worlds. And in this particular scene, we see 3 planets instead of the 2 that we've seen in the previous 2 posters. So I don't.
What were those aliens called from Lower Decks? The tall-looking aliens with the arms like these.
Oh,
the Vidorians.
Those were the devourers of everything.
Yeah. We just recently talked about it in our last couple podcasts on the comic book, where Marino was saying something about
the
Vidorian. The Vidorian, I can't remember, genocide kind of thing.
Yeah, but they were orange, and they didn't. These things look a little bit different. And if you look in the bottom, it looks like 2 of the tentacles are reaching out to grab them.
This is going to be the cliffhanger for season 3.
Yeah, this could be the cliffhanger for season 3, exactly. But I do like the artwork, though, and especially the really cool background that David was able to put on that one as well. So, David, let's see the next one. All right, now this one here, we see Dr. Mbenga with a tricorder, and we see La'an with her phaser drawn and ready to go. We see what
is that a tricorder?
A city in the background.
It looks like he's just holding a pad, like a medical pad, not a tricorder.
Okay, it might be a pad.
Yeah.
But
what's that laying down on the ground next to him, though? Is that a dead body?
Yeah, it looks like it might be a skeleton or a rib cage or something.
Weird.
We see 1 planet. Nope, there's still 2 there. There's one right behind La'an's head, right?
Oh, yeah, there is.
So we've got 2 planets, and it looks like a prong from Deep Space Nine type of a thing coming up to Mbenga's shoulder. I mean, I know it's...
Or it could be a time portal.
Yes, yep, that it could be. Because if you look, the right side of the screen is in complete contrast with what's on the left side. The right side looks like some type of a hallway with a railing on it with lights overhead.
Okay, I think I know what this is.
Maybe
This is that one episode where everybody's on the holodeck, and that might be the portal to enter the holodeck. Maybe, I don't know.
it could be, or maybe that's them rescuing the crew from the Gorn.
Eh?
You know, interesting though, because again, these two being paired up is an interesting combination that we haven't really seen. But so far, the artwork is really good. I like these posters. They really make you think. And there's one more poster.
All right, here we go.
And there it is. And that is the strangest one of all, really. Scotty and Pelia, a crash shuttle behind them. Is that a Mugatu on the far right-hand side? I'm not sure. Looks like he's got a horn on his head. But this one, like David says, it looks like they could be coming through some type of portal right in the middle there. We do see 2 planets.
I see 3, I think. There's a big one in between the 2 small ones.
Yeah, so
kind of has that circular pattern.
Yeah, so this one is, and that's definitely a crash shuttle on the left-hand side, right?
What's with all the zombies?
I was gonna say they look like zombie hands, like Michael Jackson's Thriller or something, Maybe we're gonna see Zombie Hemmer make an appearance. This could be the episode where we see the zombie Klingons.
Oh, you're right.
Because we did see a trailer with a whip and what appeared to be zombie Klingons. This could be from that episode.
Yeah.
Because those are definitely zombie hands, I would say, reaching up out of the ground.
Yep.
For sure.
Looks like multiple hands, too, because underneath the word world, there's some other hands.
So, yeah. And of course...
Oh, and at the very corner, the very bottom corner, it looks like an egg. Far right. Bottom corner.
Maybe that's the eggs that Mbenga and La'an are looking at.
It looks intriguing, that's for sure.
It does look. It looks very, very intriguing, in the words of Mr. Spock. And yeah, so something to think about. I love the anticipation and trying to figure out what we're looking at and what these could be about. That's so much fun. And lastly, before we get to that new trailer, they did release all of the episode titles, which David can...
Spoiler alert.
Yep. If you don't want to know the titles of the episodes, then you probably should go away right now. Throw them up there, David. So there you have it. Strange New World Season 3, Episode 1, Hegemony Part 2. We saw the first 3 minutes of that episode already. Episode 2, which is going to air the same night, July 17th, is Wedding Bell Blues. And like I said, I think that episode is going to be wrapping up the Corby and Chapel situation. Because if I remember correctly, she, in Subspace Rhapsody, she said she was leaving to go and work with Corby and that she was leaving the Enterprise. And it's been 2 years. Well, not in the Star Trek world, but in our world, it's been 2 years. So that might be the episode where Corby shows up and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see.
I'm wondering if it's also the wedding for Spock and Talon, or whatever her name was.
Well, that does...
Because they had a little bit of a love interest in that second season.
Well, their wedding doesn't actually happen until TOS a mock time when she calls it off because she wants to marry Stan and has Kirk and him fight to the death and yada, yada, yada. So we are probably seeing, 7 years, maybe 6 years prior to that, give or take.
Yeah.
So
it's probably no Chapel.
So that'll be July 17th, those 2 episodes. Episode 3, Shuttle to Kinfore. That one's going to be on July 24th. We did see a crash shuttle in the zombie picture that we just saw, so maybe that's what that one's for. And interesting. And then the next episode, episode 4, A Space Adventure Hour. That one is going to be on July 31st. And Space Adventure Hour, maybe that was the poster with the War of the Worlds aliens that we saw,
Maybe.
perhaps. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And then the next episode is going to be episode 5, Through the Lens of Time.
I think we just lost V here. Oh, and also Jim's on mute.
Oh, we lost V. And that one will be on August 6th, Through the Lens of Time. That might be what that weird looking thing in the background was. Maybe that was the lens of time, David.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too, that whole portal looking thing with the manga.
And then August 13th, and this one, I'm looking forward to this one. Episode 6, The Salat Who Ate Its Tail, on August 13th. Now, for those of you who don't know, V, what is a salat? Can you tell us?
I have no idea.
Okay. I put you on the spot there. Okay.
Yeah, well, I lost my connection and I had to get back on, so sorry about that.
Isn't a salat the Vulcan pet?
Yes, that's exactly what that was.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's the wild looking, I don't know, tiger with saber-tooth tiger.
Yes.
I think it's what it looked like.
We actually we saw one in the animated series. We did.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
And we
I remember
heard
that.
McCoy tell Mr. Spock, "Oh, it was a teddy bear." And Mr. Spock says, "With 6-inch fangs."
Yeah.
But they did bring one to life on Star Trek Enterprise in the Forge episode. There's a CGI one up on a cliff behind T'Pol and Archer. That was as close as we got to seeing a live action salat. But that's what the salat is. It's a giant creature that are the pets of Vulcan children.
Yeah, that's a strange title for an episode.
That is a
I wonder what that
strange,
means.
very strange title. That might, I don't know. All right, and then episode 7, which would be August 14th. That's going to be What is Starfleet? And that's an interesting one. I can't think of. Maybe that was the poster with Pike and Una. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What?
I have a feeling this particular episode is probably going to be about an alien race that's trying to join the Federation, but has all these questions about what is Starfleet. So they're probably going to go into like a whole hour episode explaining what Starfleet's all about, probably.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on mute again.
Yeah, well, that's because my wife is having whatever she's doing in the other room. And then episode 8, we just saw a nice clip for. Episode 8 will be on Thursday, August 21st. 4.5 Vulcans. And we already know that one because we just saw a nice clip from it. They even said the title in the trailer. So 4.5 Vulcans is where they get turned into Vulcans and they don't go back. So that one looks like that could be interesting. And then on August 28th, we'll have episode 9, Terrarium.
Terrarium, probably, yeah.
Terrarium?
Had something to do with a terror, like a planet of some sort.
That might be yeah. I'm trying to look at those posters that they showed us, what one that could be. Maybe that's the Una one, or the Uhura one with Ortega's, maybe?
Yeah.
And then episode 10, which will be our finale, that will be on Thursday, August 28th. And that's New Life and New Civilizations. Even more interesting.
Where have we heard that before?
Yeah, I wonder. So those are the episodes of the titles and the dates that we're going to see them. And V, which of these ones, what stands out to you? Which ones sound like you're really looking forward to seeing them, besides all of them?
Well, yeah. Gosh, I don't know. That's a good question. I think the one with the whatever the creature that ate its tail, because that's the most intriguing
The
to
Salah.
me.
Yep.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Well, all right. So we saw the posters. We saw the first few minutes of episode 1. We saw a few minutes of episode 8. They did drop a brand new trailer with clips from everything. You guys want to see it? Are we going to watch it?
Just let me stop sharing after we share again.
All right. So this is the brand new trailer for season 3. And David, roll the tape. Maybe. Okay. The miracle worker is working his miracles. There we go.
Someone once said space is dark and cold. Our job is to bring light, bring warmth, bring life to wherever we go. Is this a hit it situation?
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
This crew is a team, the finest Starfleet has to offer.
Indeed.
It's possible they don't know about us.
They know about us.
There is evil in this universe, as sure as there is good.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
We await your orders, sir.
You don't trust me with your best friend?
You don't trust me with your baby brother. It's madness.
We have to stop this invasion. Prepare all weapons.
We are going to find our way out of this together.
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up along the way.
I like those odds. We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
Give me 5. Now, down low.
Why would you do that?
Because you are too slow.
Oh boy. All right, V. What do you think?
Oh, I love how they say, what did she say about the universe being cold, but they bring life and warmth and light to it. And then about the adventure, whatever we make of it. I like that.
I like Spock and Patton Oswalt when he goes, up high, down low, you're too slow. I was laughing when I saw that.
Yeah, I was too.
We do see the zombie Klingons in that clip, and we do see them on a shuttle, and then Benga says maybe they don't know we're here. And then Pike says they know we're here. They start beating on the shuttle. We did see a crashed shuttle in one of those posters. I think, was it the poster with all the zombie hands? Was that the same poster? I think
it was. I thought it was one before where we just saw the zombie hands, and another one we just saw like the whip.
Yeah, Klingons with a whip, and we do see a Klingon battle cruiser from behind, and it flies up to some type of a buoy or something that's red, and then we see the engines go off on the Klingon battle cruiser, so maybe it zaps its power or something. I don't know. We see Kirk. It appears that we see Kirk take command at what appears to be the Enterprise for the first time, which is very, very interesting. It looked like the Enterprise. Maybe not, but it did appear to be the Enterprise because Spock was there and says, we're ready to take your orders. So,
yeah, I think that that Klingon ship actually dropped off a mine I think that's what I thought it was. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So the trailer just looks spectacular.
It does. Yep.
I mean, we saw a clip what appears to be them on the planet rescuing everybody from the Gorn. It appears to be.
Mhm.
Let's stop this invasion, I think, is a reference to the Gorn. I mean, I could be mistaken, but that's what it seemed like. Anyways, but the trailer, the last trailer that they showed, with them running around with the telephones and hooking up the cords to everything, and the 60s style sci-fi, and the what appeared to be some type of murder mystery. That particular trailer didn't really do much for me. That one didn't psych me up and say, "Hey, I can't wait to see this." I was like, ah. But this trailer, I was like, yes, bring it on. Bring it on now. Now I have to wait all the way till July 17th.
Yeah, and this will be interesting for me because all I remember of the Gorn is, the original series where Kirk fights that, super cheesy Gorn on that planet.
I love the super cheesy Gorn.
Oh, I do too. I do too. It's great.
One of the very first Star Trek episodes I ever remember watching as a kid was the super cheesy Gorn.
It's funny because I remember the one with the Horta, the little,
Yeah.
No kill eye.
Yes,
No kill eye.
yes.
But yeah, the Gorn are definitely a lot scarier now than they were back then. So, but I'm really the trailer just had a lot of action, so Ortega's has a baby brother. Did you guys catch that?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I did.
Who's hooking up with Uhura?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that'll be interesting to see what they do with that as well.
Yeah, I'm mostly curious to see what that whole episode with the motor mystery. I know you're not really keen on watching it, but I'm kind of curious to see if it's going to be a challenge to find out who did it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm really into a lot of motor mystery movies.
I think Jonathan Frakes directs that episode, and he, hasn't directed a bad one yet. He's got a great track record. I know I wasn't too keen on the Kingdom of Elysium episode that they had. I didn't really like that one too much. We talked about it on the podcast, but I didn't think I was going to like Subspace Rhapsody, and it turned out to be one of my favorite episodes. I absolutely, I loved the way they did it. I loved the singing Klingons, especially Bruce Horak as a singing Klingon. So I love that crossover episode. I like. So, even though the first teaser trailer that they dropped didn't really excite me all that much, this one does. So, with 10 episodes, if there's one I don't like, oh well, it's one I don't like. But I am looking forward to seeing it and what they do with it, where they go with it, and hopefully, my thought is they're currently working on season 4, right? And in fact, I think season 4 already wrapped.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're done with
season 4.
I don't know if they're working on season 5 though.
That I haven't heard, but season 4 is wrapped, and they're in post production right now for season 4. My thought is they're not going to make us wait 2 years like they did for this one. Of course, we don't have COVID and the writer's strike, so that's going to help.
Yeah.
But I think what they're going to do is they're going to wrap this one up in August, and then next July we will see part 4, and then follow that up in August with Starfleet Academy. Because the reason why I say that is because that seems to be the pattern that they have used every time they put out a new show. And that's something we've talked about in the podcast, where they put 2 episodes on the same night. because it's hard for us to review 2 episodes simultaneously and give them the attention that they deserve. So they'll drop the season finale of Strange New Worlds and then the premiere of Starfleet Academy right after that. So they'll have 2 new episodes in one night, would be my guess.
And then they're gonna release season 4. I'm assuming probably sometime around the same year next year.
That's what I'm thinking.
In July.
I'm thinking that, yeah. I mean, again, I don't have a connection with Paramount. They don't call me up and say, "Hey, Uncle Jim, what should we do?" So I'm just guessing.
There is something else to be aware about. I've seen this before in other shows. I can't quite remember which one it was, but when they drop a trailer and they've already made 2 seasons, some of those scenes might be from the 4th season. I mean, that could be a thing.
That could be. I suppose that could be. I mean, so far, though, I think most of the clips that we saw in that last trailer seem to be from episodes titles that we just talked about.
Okay.
V, you look confused.
I think she's having connection
Technical
issues.
difficulties.
Oh, no.
Hello?
Did she close again?
I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyways, I just think that this, anytime we get to see the Klingons, I'm all for. Oh, there she is. She's back.
Oh,
She double.
We got double vision.
crap. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just having connection
there you
problems.
are.
I'm going to have to
There she
call
is.
my provider tomorrow. This is not okay. Nope.
This is not okay. But overall, though, I think the posters look good. They're very intriguing. The artwork was fantastic. The character combinations that they picked for the posters was very interesting. So, that maybe they're going to shake things up in the next season, and we're going to see different characters interacting with each other that we haven't seen before. That would be great. And the Klingons, come on. I mean, the Klingon with a whip. A zombie Klingon with a whip, nonetheless.
Was he a zombie or was he controlling the zombie? I don't know.
That's a good question. Maybe he was whipping the zombies into shape. Maybe he was like
You're walking
the
too
overseer that was controlling the zombie Klingon. Or, maybe that was Stovacor. Maybe those were the disgraced Klingons.
That explains one of the posters. Kind of did look like an
Yeah,
afterlife.
maybe those are the Klingons that died without honor. The honorless Klingons.
Turned into zombies.
There were zombies, the Walking Dead. But I am looking forward to seeing it. July 17th can't get here quick enough.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
we gotta wait. We got to wait. And of course, premiering 2 episodes on the 17th, that means that we'll have to review both episodes. The following week will be a week behind. So that particular week we'll end up doing a double episode on, what would that be? Let me look here. On July 24th, we'll be reviewing Hegemony Part 2 and what was the other one? The Wedding Bell Blues. We'll have to review both of those in the one episode, so we'll probably have to.
Maybe we can split them up into 2, 1 for each hour.
Yeah, we'll have to cut out some birthdays or do some changes to fit them both in there. But we'll have to do them both. So before we wrap this up, what do you think, V? What are your thoughts on season 3 of Strange New Worlds? You've seen all the clips, all the posters, all the episode titles, all the information that we have to date. You've seen today. What do you think?
Well, hoping I keep my internet connection right now because it's been struggling. It makes me want to go right after I'm done with this, go into Paramount and watch the first 2 seasons and catch up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then be ready. I'll be all ready for the new one.
Sorry, we hope we didn't spoil you.
No, not at all. Don't worry. No.
And
No, not at all. I just love that being part of this is making me want to watch more, whereas before I was kind of reluctant to, because being the purist of the original, how a lot of people were with the original series. But now I'm just broadening my horizons, so to speak, and I like that.
you're scaling Pike's Peak.
Oh, I wish. No.
Man, he's got that hair. It's just incredible.
I know. Well, and all I can think of, because I don't know, and I'm not gonna, I don't know how that Pike turns into the one that I saw from, the cage or the menagerie, with him in that little, beep beep thing, So
Yeah.
I don't want to know. Don't want to find out
You
yet.
have to go back and watch Star Trek Discovery Season 2, Point of Light?
I keep thinking it was the very first episode in season 2. Is when, because it was actually the very end of season 1 where the Enterprise came in, and that was the cliffhanger.
Pike. You actually will find out where Pike goes to the Klingon monastery Borath, where they have Klingon time crystals, and he gets a crystal, and the Klingons tell him that once he takes the crystal, he will have to accept his fate at that point.
Oh,
and that's where where we learn about what's going to happen to him, and he wrestles with his destiny and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Well, all I can say, and I've seen people comment on this before, because I know that the original series, it was in the 60s, but could they really not have done better than that weird thing that he was encased in, and all he can do is like beep?
I know, just a giant square with three beeping lights on it.
Yeah. I know.
And
that would be an interesting cosplay, though.
We did see a slightly updated version of that on Discovery, though. We do see him in that contraption, and it's still the same contraption, but it's slightly updated.
Yeah, so you can at least
definitely modernized.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. I will.
Yeah,
look
you
that
got to
up.
go back and watch Star Trek Discovery Season 2. I think it's relatively early in Season 2 when because Season 2 he's wrestling with his destiny, like, what's the point in living when I already know what's going to happen, type of thing. He's dealing with his own morality, and it's really good. So what do you think, David? Are you looking forward to Season 3? What intrigues you the most out of what we've seen and talked about?
I'm looking forward to Season 7. I mean, come on.
Season 7? Wait.
I just wanted to keep going. I don't want it to stop.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see beyond Season 5, honestly. For some reason, they think that streaming, that's the magic number for streaming. Once it goes beyond that, you've already hooked the people that you're going to hook. And, you're not going to get any new people by making, spending money beyond that. So I think Season 5 will be the swan song of Strange New Worlds. But let's not forget that we have Scotty, we have Uhura, we have Kirk, we have Chapel there. We know Mbenga is on the Enterprise, but Bones has to come along at some point. And let's not forget, David,
Bones is
my
actually
favorite character of all, who they teased last season, and they never brought back, Sybok. Yeah, from Star Trek.
Yeah, they got a lot of character arcs to try and finish for
Star Trek.
And only 10
Star
episodes.
Trek 5, the best movie, which, by the way, it was released in 1989 today. Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, and we see Sybok, and they brought him back on Strange New Worlds. So let's hope that they follow through on that, and we learn a little something about Sybok.
I hope they do, because if they don't, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, because what would be the point in showing him to us and not doing anything with it? So
yeah.
All I can say is, I don't know why this popped into my head, but if you remember Happy Days,
Mhm.
Richie had an older brother who went up the stairs and you never saw him again.
That's right.
Yeah, you never
Oh,
saw him again.
are we talking about Spock's brother Speck?
Yes, Spec. That was. Yeah, I mean, I jumped off my couch when they showed us Cybok. I was really thrilled. I was really excited, but then they dropped the ball. Yeah. So maybe he's controlling the zombies. Could be.
If anything, he's probably going to show up in season 4 for sure. Hopefully.
I hope. But I am really looking forward to seeing where they take the season. And, I'm sure everything they have for us is going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have, especially the Klingon episodes, they're always good. And if Hemmer shows up, if they get Bruce Horak back as a Klingon, when we talk to him
That
on
would
the
be
podcast, he can't say anything because of his NDA. So maybe the Klingon with the whip, maybe that was him. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, he's probably one of the
he could be a
zombies, I
zombie.
can
Well, we
imagine.
did see Hemmer as a zombie last season.
Yeah.
He shows up to Uhura as a zombie.
He was pretty super excited about talking about zombies when we
Yes,
talked
he
to
was.
him.
He was indeed. Yeah, for you guys that don't know, we did talk to Bruce Horak on Monday. It was last week. So you guys can go to trektalking.com and find that and watch the video or listen to the podcast. He was man, was he fun to talk to. That was a great interview. And speaking of great interviews, Thursday we're going to be talking to Alex Deal, who played F8, Harvey, and Synth Units 335 on Star Trek Picard Season 2. So tune in on Thursday for that one. So
Yep, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be
yeah,
exciting.
you'll be around for that one.
Yeah.
I will. Yes,
So
I will.
you won't miss that one.
Hopefully you can get your internet situated.
That's right. I will. Yep, definitely.
So before we say goodnight, what do you think, V? What do you think so far? Season 3, you saw the posters, the trailers. We talked about them a little bit. A scale of 1 to 10, how psyched are you for season 3?
I would say a 9.
A 9? Yeah, I'm right there with you. 9. I might even push that up to a 10. We haven't seen new Star Trek in so long.
All right, 9.5.
Yes, 9.5 just for Paul, because Paul loves the decimals.
Yes.
What about you, David?
Well, I'm going to go the opposite of the character 7 of 9 and just go 9.7.
So these 3 Trek experts are really psyched for Strange New Worlds Season 3, as am I myself. And I think that's all we have. We don't have anything hanging out. So with that in mind, guys, please make sure you tune in on Thursday night when we talk to Alex Deal. Head over to our Facebook page, Trek Talking and Beyond, and there it is right up there. I have some poll questions up there and all kinds of great stuff on our Facebook page that you can interact with. You can always head over to trektalking.com, find links to all of our episodes, including videos to our YouTube, which is at Trek Talking as well. And yeah, that's it. I'm your most excellent host, Uncle Jim. I want to say thank you to V for hanging out and Trek Talking with us about Strange New Worlds tonight. Thank you, V.
Glad to be here as
Live
always.
long and prosper.
Yep, I know. Yep.
I'm ambidextrous. I do with both hands.
Oh, all right, yeah. Oh, there we go. I'll do the sarcastic.
The side sarcastic.
I love the sarcastic, yeah. Vulcan salute.
Yeah, that Mariner gave her mother on Lower Deck.
I know. I love that. I love that.
And thank you so much to David for putting together all those videos and all those posters and everything. Thank you for being our miracle worker, David, and working more miracles on Thursday.
Yeah, it's been fun. I look forward to Thursday and July 17th
only on Paramount Plus. And I'm your most excellent host,
Mark it
Uncle
on
Jim,
the
saying,
calendar.
hey, live long and prosper, be good to each other. Remember, Star Trek fans are the best fans. Hailing frequencies are closed. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
All stations ready for departure, sir.
Some problem, Riker? Just hoping this isn't the usual way our missions will go, sir.
Oh no, number one. I'm sure most will be much more interesting. Let's see what's out there. Engage.